Okay. Okay. I don't know what to do. Okay, I need an intro. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna do an intro. We need to get an intro for specifically reviews. I need a review intro. I need something. We gotta work with me, guys. We're gonna get a review intro, and we're gonna make that thing sexy. And it's gonna be nice because I still don't know how to start these. But here we go. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. This game is awesome. I always like to start with that. Like, how general impressions. Let's start. What do you feel? General impression. Game's awesome. I think maybe even better than the first one. That's just general. Boom. How do I feel? Gut immediately, kind of thing. And then let's dive in more specifically and see if we can't figure something out along the way. That's kind of the point, right? So let's start some of the easy ones. The graphics. Graphics are great. I mean, the first one was fucking gorgeous, considering Xbox original. I can't get over that. I don't know if this was Xbox 360 or which one this came out, but it's just as gorgeous as the last one. You won't be so disappointed. And there's also a new version. Go get the fucking remake, and you'll have even more sexy, beautiful graphics, so you're never going to want for that. Combat. Sick. Just as sick, I think, as the first one, if not better. I think in a weird way, they didn't just block everything forever, it felt like in this one, which makes you feel cooler when you do cool stuff. That's important. Like, if you're playing a game and you have like a really cool move and it gets blocked 100% of the time, not talking about the swallows, that's just cheap, we just want that for the cheapness, but I mean like cool shit, you know, like playing with whatever, the lunar, you know what I'm saying, brrr, flippity dippity bumpity jumpity. Excuse me. That shit's fun. That shit's really awesome. Like, who doesn't want to do that? And I find with challenging games, they can't let you do that. Because when you do that, it kills the enemies. Like, it does too much damage. Then the only answer to that is lower the damage. Well, you lower the fucking damage, and now I'm here for an hour and feel like everything's too tanky and it's less fun. I don't feel like a badass ninja. So I think they did really well to balance sort of the blocking / getting your damage in this game, which is really cool. Even the bosses, there were times when I hit a boss with like a full combo and it felt awesome. I just melted that fucker. I said, oh my god, that did a lot of damage. Sometimes a little bit too much damage to bosses, but it was cool that I felt like I could do my moves. One thing about difficult games that sucks is when you feel like you can't do your moves. Like when you're going to play, fuck, I don't know, Dark Souls or something, right? And you've got this really cool weapon or this really cool ability, and you go to use it, and it just gets smoked every time. Like the startup is so long, or like the certain frames on like your magic cast doesn't hit in the right direction or doesn't do enough damage, and like it's just useless. It's like you have to do certain shit to get damage, right? Or to play effectively. Otherwise you're just gonna sit there and get hit or do no damage, and that's not fun. We want to feel like we're powerful if we're playing a game and like doing cool shit. So that matters. That I think they did pretty good with that overall. And the weapon choice, dude. The weapon choice is awesome. Fucking awesome, dude. There are so many weapons to choose from, so many things that if you think it's cool, I'm sure it works. I'm not a kind of guy to try different weapons if I feel like they're weak immediately, so that's just putting that out there. You know, if you're like, well, you only use 2 weapons, yes. Number one, I'm the kind of guy, if I find something I like, I'm using it for the rest of the game. I don't know, using shit else. I don't. That's just me. This strategy or this thing works, don't deviate. Sometimes to my own detriment. Sometimes I play shit and it's like, dude, I missed out on an entire cool mechanic because I never fucking used it because I was like already using this mechanic or strategy. Totally missed out on that. And that's like people's favorite thing, you know, and I miss out. So that could happen. But I did feel like, you know, let's say the scythe, the big ass scythe, I was like, holy shit, that's fucking awesome. I want that. Do I get that? And then you get it. Blew me the fuck away when I got it. I was like, holy shit. But then I played it and it was so slow and it just didn't have anything cool. I was like, so it's just like, it's just the Enmus Fang, but worse? Like, it didn't feel right. Or I played like the Tonfa, and I said, dude, these weapons are so fucking short range and so weak that if I ever try and use them, I'm going to get hit on all sides by everyone else. And then I might do a combo and feel like it's not going to do enough damage. When I already have the fucking Lunar or the Enmus Fang that can flying jump, swoop, boop, take off 50% of their health or insta-kill them with the fucking the Izuna. I can flying jump, insta-kill, knock up Izuna. And for the big, nasty, whatever they're called, like big fiends, it's free. You just do a backflip, the little backflip spinaroonie, you just do that shit. and it decapitates and it's free. So it's like, if I'm playing a difficult game, I'm not gonna do things that are weak. I'm not gonna get into a fight with the fucking Tonfa and feel like I'm getting hit all the time. Or like even the coolest one, the Kusarigama, dude. Woo, that weapon was fucking sick. And I really wanted to use it, but the regular moves, the little regular ones, they're so short range, you're getting hit from all sides, it doesn't feel good. And then the big swiping good moves, those moves have so much startup, you're just getting hit anyway. So it's like, dude, I can't afford to use those. In a weird way, I can't afford to use suboptimal shit in a challenging game some ways. Like, so when I say it's done well, it's like, yes, it's done well. But is it done perfectly? No. And could I go on, like, not a challenge run, but like, could I have done what I wanted to for my sake because I thought it was cool? Yes. And that's kind of what I'm saying. It's a bonus. It's a plus. They didn't have to put those weapons in there. They could have kept the same weapons from the first game. They gave us more shit. More shit is better. I don't give a damn. If somebody's bitching like, well, this weapon sucked. It's like, yeah, it can be disappointing that it sucked. But be fucking glad you got it at all. Because if we got the same weapons from the first one, motherfucker's a bitch. Oh, this weapon, I'm tired of these same two weapons. You just can't please people. So, like, you have to look at the bright side. You know, you did get a weapon, and I'm sure if you make it work, like, if you learn the mechanics. Because I don't want to learn the mechanics. Let's be honest. You don't either. Half of you don't want to learn the mechanics either. You don't want to learn how to do the Tonfa or how to do this, you know, shit with the giant scythe or whatever. You don't want to learn that. You want to get in there, bust ass, and feel good. Sorry. It's like picking a character in a fighting game. Sorry. Go pick Mei and do Totsugeki. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't pick up Zato or be mad that you can't play him and then bitch because he's not strong. He's not strong. It's like, you don't want to learn. He's too difficult. Like, go pick something that's more your speed. And then people take that as disrespect. It's no disrespect. But pick what you like, pick what you're good at, whatever, and then do it. Like, I have no disrespect. Tell me you're just a bitch who abused the lunar. You damn right I see. You fucking stupid. Like, of course I did that. Why would I not do that? What kind of question is that? Yes. Of course I'm going to do that. So, like, but if you want the satisfaction of doing something else, you have that option. You just have to be willing to put that on yourself. Put that on your heart. Put that on your mental strain on your back. Like, I'm going to use this weapon because I think it's cool. Because I've done that, for example, in fighting games. I pick a character that's fucking trash. I said, dude, but I want to use them. I think they're cool. So I'm going to have to learn how to struggle with that. I'm going to have to learn how to overcome that because I think it's fun. I think it's good. Like when I used the lunar in the first game. I did, literally, y'all remember me suffering using the lunar in the first game. Not having a good time. I said, this weapon fucking sucks. This weapon sucks. But I kept going back to it because I like it. So it's like, you got to have that. You got to have, you know, a mental clarity of like what you like and what you're willing to do and kind of figure it out. Don't just bitch about the game because your favorite weapon isn't that strong. It's not always going to be that way, you know? It's okay to be unhappy. In case that's not clear, it's okay to be unhappy about it. Make sure that's clear. It is a-okay to be unhappy about it and say, man, that sucks. Yeah, you are totally valid to have a, like, that shit sucks for me. I wish my weapon that I like was just as strong as someone else's favorite. Yeah, that's a-okay to feel like that. But don't, like, bitch about the game or say it's a bad game because of that. It's just one of the unfortunate things that happens. There's always going to be a tier list. There's always going to be things that are stronger than others. Nothing in life is perfect. So sometimes you just got to make do with what you got. Let's do some of the more light-handed top ones. Let me see what we got. We'll just keep on next. If it gets more, you know, deep, I guess we'll just go in that direction naturally. It was a bit easy. I think that's a big one. That's a big one people want to know about. You know what I mean? Or people maybe have already experienced if they played it. Like, that game looked really easy. You beat, like, I think I did beat every boss in the game first try. Or maybe I didn't do one, but, like, for as far as I remember, I beat every boss first try. And I think I may have only died, like, 5 times the whole game. And it's like, damn. You know what I mean? How? What happened? Number 1, I think I was better at the game because of the first one. Number 2, I abused the fuck out of the lunar. And even Enma's Fang has the flippy-dippy Azuna off 2 hits. I did abuse that. I ran past enemies when I could because I didn't need money, and that's another thing we'll talk about. So, I think overall, because I heard it was the longest out of the series. Out of the 3, Ninja Sigma 1, 2, and 3, that's 4! I can't help it. I saw... There's 4. My body was like, no, there's 4! There's 4! I've heard it was the longest, but somehow I feel like I beat it so fast because it wasn't difficult. But also, how do you make it more difficult without introducing the frustrations I had from the first game? Well, that's not true entirely, because face tanking every single boss because I had infinite money, that's a problem. That's one way. But yeah, giving everybody health back every time you win a fight. I don't like the red health mechanic. I think it would have been way cooler. But I don't know how bad that would have been. Because there was a lot of fights where, like, I got hit twice and... But I had infinite money. So, like, I had infinite money. Maybe it's okay if I have to buy a bunch of items, right? Like, maybe that would have felt better. I did like the idea of full health at a save point. Fucking awesome. Full health at a save point is awesome. Let's make no mistake on that. I think that's a great idea. I think it's awesome because you can get through a fight and not feel like shit. There were so many times in the first game I'd finish a fight and be like, do I just fucking reset? Do I just reset? Why? I wasted 3 fucking large potions? Fucking reset, dude. You know what I mean? Like, and then I would think that way because I was so unhappy with my performance. That's not good. You should finish a fight by the skin of your teeth and be happy about, like, yes, I made it through. So I think that was really well done. And it's a risk. Are you going to sit there and, like, wait and wait and wait and wait? Like, no, I'll get to a save point. I'll get to a save point. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. And you fucking die. You say, fuck. I got to do all that shit over again? It's like, well, you should have used a potion. I didn't want to use a potion. And then that's you. That gives the player choice. That's important. Player choice is awesome. I want to feel like I play the game the way I want to. So I like the idea that the player would have those. You're going to use the potion? No, there's a save point coming, I promise. But then that also leads to, there was a lot of save points. There was a lot. I mean, sometimes I'd do like one room, save point, one room, save point. I'm like, damn, they're just giving those away. So that can happen. I think there's some things like that. But how do you make, let's say, bosses more challenging without turning it into Alma again? Because the thing is, too, comparing this to like a slower game like a Dark Souls or something, you know, you can't just have it where, oh, they do this move and they sit there forever and you have a chance to hit back, or you can block and then and get your chance in. Like, it's fucking fast. The game is fast, high action paced, whatever, which is cool. But because of that, they're not going to sit there with their pants down forever. You know what I mean? And if you do that, that kind of, it's not part of the flow of the game in a way. So, like, you have to balance it differently. But then you don't want to make it so cheap where, like, you can never hit them. Because I felt like that even in this game. You know, sometimes where, like, I would go to hit the boss and there was never a chance. Like that lightning dude. Fuck that guy. No, I think not the first time, the second time. The second time I remember being an asshole because it was just boom, 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 back and forth, and it's like, dude, fuck. They're all immune to Nimpo. They're all immune to ultimate technique. If you did like full charge ultimate technique, it's like beep, 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 like pennies. So I'm like, I'm not doing any fucking damage with that. Can't use Nimpo, can't do this. And if you try and do like a combo, like I'm playing the Lunar, you know, are they gonna sit there for your whole combo? No. They're busy, they're moving around, they're doing stuff. So, like, how do you get damage in? It's tit for tat, it's pop pop, it's little slices here and there, which leads to a certain style of gameplay that's very limited, very one-dimensional in a way. And then you have to play that way. But then, you know, if you want to do it that way, that's going to lead to those certain patterns, which is fine. But I don't know, it's just tough, man, because it's like they're in the only spot they can be. Because if you go back to, like, a fucking Alma where she's immune to everything all the time, not fun. I don't want a 20% chance to deal damage to a boss. But if you make them immune to everything, you know, it fucking sucks. Or not, but I guess that is the same point. But if you make them get hit all the time, I can just go whoop their ass. You know what I mean? They never don't take damage, so it's like, cool, keep fucking whooping their ass and keep doing damage. And then depending on how much damage they take, that can feel really easy. Like, I would do the jumping flip, little slice over, with the Lunar, the same one that's like super, super strong. That one, the move I said that sucked in the first game all the time, they made that move strong as fuck in this game. So I would do that and they would do like a chunk. I mean, I would do like a full, let's say, on a boss or something, or a full ultimate technique or full whatever, right? And it would take, let's say, this much, and I would do that one little flip over, like that much, dude. It would do like not twice as much, obviously, 1.5. I'm like, dude, if I'm getting 1.5 damage on this and the combat's designed to be jump around kind of combat, I'm gonna do that. But that can make it feel cheap. It can make it feel like every boss is a cheese. That same thing when I fought the spider dude. Cheese. We're not gonna fight him straight up. It's not gonna be a back and forth battle. It's cheese. How can I get the cheese in? But that's also my fault. In a weird way. I can only speak from like what I did and what I felt was necessary. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe there is a way that you can get the Kusarigama and like block, dash out, triangle, spin a Rooney and it hits, and then block, go here and do that. Maybe there's some very huge depth to this combat where you can fight bosses in like a unique way, back and forth, back and forth. I didn't feel it, but I also didn't look very hard for it because I wanted to win. I wanted to play the game and keep going and progressing and have fun, so I'm not going to sit there and sort of experiment with it in the same way. But that's something I think you could do, and people who were probably big fans of the game would do, and they probably want you to do that. I'm sure they want you to play with different weapons, to try different shit, and like, have fun, learn the game, you know? And it's funny because people do that shit with other games. People will play Dark Souls 4 or 5 times and say, I'm going to do this weapon build, I'm going to try it with this one, I'm going to try it with that one. So what is this game doing wrong in a way where, like, I wouldn't want to replay it with a different weapon? That's a good question. I don't know. Because I have played multiple playthroughs of those games with different weapons and different builds, and it was fun. I don't feel like going to play through the game again with the Kusarigama would be fun. I feel like it'd be frustrating or challenging, and I wouldn't want to do it. So, interesting thought there. Maybe the weapons are weak, and I'm just, or, you know, maybe I just suck and don't want to learn it. I don't know, right? There's something there. I don't know what it is. Let me know if you guys have similar things. Like, drop a comment and be like, hey, man, you know, this is how I feel, or you were wrong, or no, this weapon is good, you just have to learn how to play it, or I took me years of practice and now I'm like this. You know what I mean? Maybe let me know if I'm doing something, because obviously I'm not the end-all be-all. I'm going to give you my thoughts, which I think I've tried to I well-think them, or was that... I try to well-process these and give them to you in a way that makes sense so we can think more objectively about games and try and enjoy them for what they are. But I'll give a critique if I see it, and I always admit if I'm wrong. So, hey, no skin off my bones, you know, tell me. Say, hey, no, if you do it this way, it works. Thank you. So now if I ever do play again, or if someone sees this review and then sees that comment, they can say, oh, cool. I know that now. I can't wait to go get into the game and try that. But yeah, so that was the weapons and stuff, sort of, you know, like that. And then I don't think the, what's it called? The leveling system was good for the weapons. I didn't like it. And I want to get into that too because it was a good idea. It was a good idea that didn't pan out. They didn't want you to spend all your money on upgrades and to worry about having money. They wanted you, like in the first game, I would be stressed. I don't have enough money. I can't afford potions. I'm not going to have fun. I have to go grind. I have to be frustrated to not get to play the game anymore because I'm out of money and all this shit. They didn't want you to do that no more. They said, nah, dude, go. Have some fucking money. Play, dude. Like, we want you to go play. We don't want you stressed about money. We want you to enjoy the game. But then, number one, I had the infinite amount of money, which made some of that shit trivial, because I would literally just, like, say fuck it and use all 5 Nimpo. Who cares? Use all your Nimpo. Go buy a bunch more. It's 3,000 a pop. I have 200k. Go fuck. You know what I mean? Like, but in a weird way, that's what they wanted. They wanted you to go play. They wanted you to use a potion, get in there, bust ass, have fun. Like, that's good. But it went too far, you know? And then it didn't give you the agency, I feel like, to choose the weapons you wanted. Like, you leveled up once. Oh, you can't level it up anymore. Where, like, when I got the double arrow in the last game, I don't know if it was immediately, but when I started to use it in the Evil Ryu fight, I went to level 3 immediately. I said, let me try this weapon out. Boom. Maxed out immediately. Spent the money because I wanted to do that. I wanted to try that. This one, it was until the end of the game. They said, oh, you can have all of them to level 3 now. But you also have to wait until you get here, here, here. I'm like, that sucks. Let me use my fucking money. Let me choose how I want to level them up. Let me use the money if I want to do it now. Let me do that. So, I think, though, but I like the idea. I will say I like the idea. If anybody's mad about it, yeah, it's stupid, it's bullshit. Like, yeah, I can agree it didn't execute well, but let's try and focus on what happened and what they wanted to do, what I think their vision was. They want you to play. They don't want you to feel like you're going to soft lock your game if you upgrade your weapon because you can't afford potions. Or that you have to go grind and try and do certain shit. They want you to play. It's an action fucking fun game. Go play. They don't want you to metagame it and be worried about this stuff that's non-combat. So I like that. I think I like that idea a lot of like what they tried to do. It just didn't work, you know, in some ways. And so I think, I want to finish up too before I move on about the difficulty. Because we were talking about, you know, weapons, we're talking about save points, because I did get, you know, sidetracked after that. I do think that the save points were good, but healing after every battle was too much. I think it made it so, like, I didn't care. I didn't care at all. Like, I would just do a fight, get smacked up like this much red health. Fuck, I don't care. I'm getting a save point after this, and I'm going to go back to full health anyway. Do I really give a fuck? So I played sloppy. And that's not my fault. Or, no. Yeah, that's not the game's fault. That's not the game's fault that I played sloppy. I could have played better. But why the fuck would I? Why am I going to stress about it when... Who gives a fuck? You know, like, that shit doesn't matter because I'm gonna get my health back anyway. And then that, on top of the fact of the money situation, dude, not immersion, like, it's sort of immersion. My, like, how into the game am I, right? Like, you're playing, and you're playing. I wasn't playing, like, I was just playing. And I think that sucks. Because that is not where you want to be with a game like this. I think these games are fun when you're in it. When the music's pumping, your heart's going, you're in it, you're playing, like, it's an action game. You're supposed to feel the action. So when I'm just like, dude, whatever, let's just go kill these guys. And I'm just spamming backflip, knock their heads off, spam backflip, knock their heads off. I'm not in it. You know, or when I do get hit, I'm like, fuck it, who cares if I got hit? I'll just go get a full save, or I'll get a full thing, or my shit will come back, or... It takes away my gusto, in a way. Hey, now Yu-Gi-Oh! Y'all know about the gustos? You don't know about the gustos, stop. Yeah, I just think that was an issue. And some of it also leads to this other frustration, which is weird, when I'm on, like, because it's a weird middle ground they have. The middle ground is that here's difficult, but it's fun, engaging, challenging, whatever. Here's, like, Mario. Here's, like, Mario 3D or something, where you just run and hop on Goombas, and your brain can be totally off, and you can have fun. I'm in this weird, like, I can't do it. Like, imagine where the mic is. I'm in this weird middle, like, going back and forth, because it's not free. If I fuck up and stop playing optimally or start using different weapons, like when I would use a different weapon, I'd start getting smacked and lose 50% of my health and go, what the fuck? I was like one bad move away from getting beat up. But it wasn't engaging enough because of the health, because of the, you know, the spammable shit that I used, because of whatever. It wasn't engaging enough to be like on the seat of my fucking pants, you know what I mean? Also, it's just regular difficult game burnout. Like, nobody fucking wants to fight the monsters in Dark Souls. Everyone knows you run past them. I'm trying to get to the fucking boss. Like, maybe you do it the one time. Because exploration in that game is, you know, good. So you want to explore, so you kill them. But then once you're done... No, I'm not fighting shit, dude. And that's the same thing for this. Nobody wants to fight enemies in a difficult game because they can fucking two-shot you. You know, just whoop your ass. So, like, there's things like that that matter. And I think that's why, because now if I do get hit, I'm frustrated. When I used to get hit before, it was frustrating, but it was like, fuck, it's expected. It's par for the course. When I would get hit this game, I'm like, I don't know, I don't care. I'm mad that I got hit because it should be easy. And it's like, I want it to be easy now. Now I want it to be free. I want it to be easy. And that's interesting, you know, where my mind shifted. Because when I played the first one, it was very much like, let's go. I'm into it. It's going to be hard. It's going to bust my ass, and I love it. You know, it's sort of an expected challenge. It's me versus the game. But when the game became a lot more easy, a lot more forgiving, it's not me versus the game anymore. It's, I already know I can beat it. Cool. I'm done. I'm not engaged anymore. Because I think that maybe that's what it was. It was a challenging game. That's the challenge, you know. Big Dick Ninja Gaiden is here. Let's go. I'm going to fucking take you down. If I don't feel that challenge anymore, I do think I lose some of my engagement. Even though the game is still fun, I wonder if that's the mindset that I developed. It's not the correct mindset. It's just kind of how I wonder if I was looking at the games like that. Like, was I just thinking, this is a challenge, let me go beat it, and then when the challenge wasn't there, was I not disappointed, but like less engaged because that's what I was looking for? I don't know, right? It's the same people who maybe, you know, only play challenging games, and they're like, yes, the challenge is the fun. If I don't have the challenge, I don't have fun. If I don't get my ass creamed for 20 minutes, pause, on this boss, then I'm not having fun. I mean, it makes sense. What do they say? The most valuable things in life are difficult or whatever. Like, the most satisfaction you get is from difficult things, not easy things. And that could be this game, what they give you, right? Hard games could be giving people that sense of satisfaction and giving that fulfillment in their life. So, I learned a bit about, you know, difficult games or what it means to do that. That was different for this one than I guess I expected in a weird way. I guess I kind of didn't expect that the difficulty was the fun, because I have fun. The combat's awesome, but the combat was in a weird spot, like I said before. I think if that combat was, let's say, even easier, I would have had more fun. If it would have picked one direction, not the band, if it would have been left and way easy like Mario Bros or something, or went more right and it was a lot more difficult, I would have gotten some sort of like pure fun. It's purely just difficult, bust ass, it's awesome. I'm here for the challenge because it gives my rocks off by winning. Or I'm having so much fun, dude. I get in there and mash fucking buttons and kill all these bad guys with my Kusarigama, and it's just awesome fun. It was in a weird hybrid, so I think that matters. But number 2 had no fun exploring with exploration. Some kind of tense I was trying to use there. I don't know which one. But exploring wasn't that fun. Checking for secrets, halfway through the game, that shit died. I have infinite money. I don't need potions or nothing. I did like the ones, though. I did have to check for secrets for, like the upgrades, you know, like the Ninja Devil Way and stuff like that, the upgrades. I'm looking for those. Usually those come on dead bodies, so I learned to kind of pay attention to certain things. But, like Crystal Skulls, nah, don't care. Don't care at all. Just going back and forth between the levels, I did like that, like, the levels were unique in a way. Like, you're going through different places, different cities, different shows. Like, that's cool. But I definitely don't know if it felt as good as, like, going back to the same place again and feeling like you were in the world. I felt like I was exploring in number 1, like it almost like it was an adventure game. It was a little bit linear at times, and it was, you know, it wasn't an open world adventure. It wasn't Legend of Zelda or something. But I did feel like I was in the world, and exploring was fun and kind of a part of it. Not in this one. Whether it was the level design, and also I know specifically that it did cause problems with the Crystal Skulls where it gave you discounts, and like, I just don't care. That also killed some of my immersion. So, like, it's just, I don't know. It's not the same, which is fine, because we're getting somewhere. So I'm going to talk about even the better parts, that even though it lost some of those things from number 1, some other better parts make it almost a better game in different ways. But I did think it's important to touch on that because of the fact that I did feel like, fuck, I don't even care, dude. I don't care at all about these scarabs. I don't care at all about exploring. I don't care about nothing, dude. I just fucking go kill the boss. Let's just go fight. So that was a bit, you know, important because, you know, comparing to like a thing like a Dark Souls or something, exploration is fun, you know, and it's that downtime you get to go explore and to do these things and to kind of build your own adventure and shit. So like that's worth mentioning, I think. The story, let me touch on the story real quick. The story was cool, but I don't know, it was nothing special, but I didn't like how cheap, I guess, everything felt. Like, the bad guys felt cheap to me. The first one felt okay. The Thunder dude, when he showed up, I was like, okay, cool. Then the Wolf dude shows up and kind of does similar thing, and I'm like... And by that point, I realized how easy the game was, and I also knew that he wouldn't be the end boss. I'm like, this Wolf dude's a joke. I don't care about him. I wasn't threatened. I wasn't, like, threatened by the Wolf dude. I didn't really care at that point. I'm just like, whatever, let's get through it. You know, I like the idea, though. The idea is good. The idea, we're going to go all across the world to all these places and have these lords who are taking over, these elemental lords, and it's going to be sick. Yeah, dude. That's a good thing. Like, let me get more of that. But throughout the execution of it, I wasn't engaged. I don't know if it was the bad guy's design. I don't know if it was how quick they just kind of showed up. I don't know. I'm not sure what caused it. I have to really think more about that. And I want to think about it. I should have maybe thought this particular point more through before I started recording, because I don't want to just leave you guys with a, I don't know. The point is to fucking let you know how I feel and kind of, we talk through it together. But I also don't want to keep you here all night. I can't just have an hour discussion on what maybe caused my feelings about that. You know, you guys got places to be. You got lives to live. But yeah, I just wasn't impressed, I guess, with the scariness. I said, whatever, dude, this guy's going down. And I think some of that mainly was due to the difficulty of the game being a bit easier. At that point, sort of my disengagement caused me to feel that way. But I also do think that, I don't know, the lore feels worse in this game. The lore in the first one was so exciting, and I think they retconned some shit. Like the two titty BDSM girls were supposed to be like the gods of creation, or whatever they said in the first one. Now they're not even in the game at all. And now Vigor is the creation, but he's also not the creation, and there's this other guy, the Archfiend, and then now these 4 other dudes are Archfiends, and they're the gods of the underworld when they weren't last game, and that also matters. I think that kind of doesn't do it for me. That leads to me not respecting them. Like, dude, I thought we had some lore in the last one. Y'all threw that out? Like, and then there was just different stuff that changed. I imagine somebody somewhere knows the lore, and they're like, yes, this is how it worked. They were always there or whatever. But for me, I guess it did feel a bit weird. And the storyline, too, it's not cohesive. I guess. It doesn't feel natural, maybe, as the progression. Like, when you're going across the world, it's like, yeah, there's a demon over there. We're going to go fight him. It's like, yeah, but we were just over here. You know what I mean? Like, the story was about they stole the dragon statue. Then they go to the Mount Fuji. That's what they were doing. That was kind of what their plan was. And then we're just running around the world randomly, like, now I'm over here, now I'm on an aircraft carrier, now I'm in the middle of fucking who knows where fighting a giant turtle. Maybe, like, it just felt disjointed. It felt kind of just random. Like, it didn't feel as close-knit. Because the last one, we went from his house to Vigor, where they took the sword. And we all were fighting there. You know what I mean? We took the blimp, I guess, but that was to go to there. Like, everything was very tight-knit. Very good woven, I guess. Tightly woven. Almost like the Dark Souls 2 problem. Hey, go here, fight this guy. Come back over here, go here, fight this lord. Like, why? What are they doing there? Why are they there? What's going on? Like, I can feel something come like that, I guess. The characters, again, were a great idea. The women's chapters, awesome. I like the idea of having those things. Obviously, Rachel's chapters were one of my favorites, especially in the first one, because Rachel's chapters were in tandem, and it gave you another side of the story, and it was all, like I talked about, interwoven together. It was good. This one had potential for that, and then it just... They introduced Momiji, and I don't think she ever comes back. I did her chapter, and then she was gone. I don't remember seeing her again. And then I did Rachel's chapter, who they fucking ruined by... I'm so sad, dude. You have no... I was so happy when she came back. I said, oh, she's back! I thought Momiji was the replacement. I said, let's fucking go, dude. Screw her. Momiji who, dude? Let's go. My girl is back in action, and I was super happy. And then her level is a fucking couple elevator... It's an elevator ride. It's a 2-stage elevator ride with a bunch of fucking random dudes in a fight, and then you gotta kill that demon dude. And I'm like, okay, disappointed in the level, but sure. She's looking for Ryu. I was like, fuck yeah. And she had like the sun parted ways, and she helped save New York in the background. I was like, oh, so she's here, side by side, doing things with me, and we're gonna work together. And literally never came back once. Never even saw her face for the rest of the game, as if she was never supposed to be in there. Like, fuck, man. That makes me sad, dude. Like, and again, like earlier, you know, you didn't need anything. Like I said about the weapons. You can bitch about the weapons you don't like, but you didn't need to get that. I think, you know, so it's like, I'm glad she was there. Make that clear. I'm not mad in the sense like, oh, fuck that. They should have just never done it. Like, no, I'm glad they did it. But I do, like I said earlier, I have the right to be upset about it. That sucks. You know, I think that it would have been cooler giving one character more. Even if Rachel didn't come back. Even if it was just Momiji. And then Ayane gets her shit. Fuck her. I can't stand her. That's a personal thing, not a game review. Fuck Ayane, dude. I can't stand her. She ain't done shit in the first game. Didn't do shit in the second game. Then wants to show up and bring this little purple shits and be like, look, I'm helping. Fuck out of here. But, yeah, man. I think that overall, it kind of just felt weird that they were in there and gone. But it was cool. And I would like to see more. So it's like, I like it. It was great. I like that it was there. I just wish I got more. So that's a weird, right? It sounds like I'm being negative, but I love it. So it's like you loved it, you wanted it to be there, but you're upset. That's such a weird feeling, isn't it? Something you really makes you happy, then you're mad. I don't know, it's really weird. But yeah, that shit was cool. Overall, the chapters were cool, and I love that they had that. But now, remember I said earlier, we're gonna get to like a part that, you know, sort of comparing it to number 1 earlier, comparing it to things that were bad, things like that. Let's get to the good shit. This game had fucking co-op. Online co-op, too. And it had replayability. And compared to, like, how fun the mechanics were and how many weapons you had and all the different characters, that's where the more is. That right there is where you can go back and pick Rachel again. You can go back and pick Ayane again. You can go play again with your fucking family or with your friends and, like, have that experience, dude. That, imagine. I'll bet that shit was fucking awesome. Awesome. And that's what they wanted. That seemed like there was their vision. They wanted you to get in here and play. This was about gameplay. We're going to refine it. Raw, fun gameplay. And online co-op? Who the fuck ever heard of that? That's crazy. That's almost revolutionary to me. That they even thought to do that. That's awesome. Some people are going to say they don't like it. That's fine. You don't have to like the direction they went. You can say like, oh, I wanted more of a single player. That's what I like. Hey, fair enough. You know what I'm saying? That's not your bag. Maybe you don't play with your family or friends, or you don't have that kind of relationship to want to do so. But man, that's a good idea. A lot of people, I imagine, loved the fuck out of that. And I think they had leaderboards, so you would get on the leaderboards too, and you could challenge. Like, that's awesome. I'm not going to enjoy that part, but I can see it and I can respect the fuck out of it for like what it was. So that's good, man. I think that's overall like a really good thing. And that's basically all I got. I think that overall it's different from number 1. You know, they tried to go in that different direction with the multiplayer, with the action-focused everything. I think they may have dropped the ball a little bit on the difficulty, but I don't know if that's the case. When I say drop the ball, what does that mean? Because I didn't go back and play it on Master Ninja. Go back and play it on a harder difficulty if you want more. Because I always complained about that. Like, why not make the harder difficulties harder for those who want it, and then spread it? Like, that was a really good thing they did in this game. They spread it from normal to Master Ninja a lot farther, whereas in Ninja Gaiden 1, it was like this. From Master Ninja to normal, it was like this much spread. So I like having the wide spread to have more players come in, have more people enjoy your game, like have more shit. Yes, that's great. So I think I may even take that back. Like, after I take back, like, it was too easy or whatever. Like, no, I didn't play on the harder difficulties, and that's my fault. It's like what someone said about Resident Evil 3 Remake. Yeah, Resident Evil 3 Remake. When that shit came out, when it came out, I remember somebody bitching. I don't know who it was. Maybe a YouTuber, maybe one of my friends. I don't know. Somebody bitched. This game's too easy. It wasn't challenging. This is bullshit. This shit sucks. Blah, 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 blah. But they had never played Inferno mode. You know, I think it was Inferno. That's the final, because I beat that game on every difficulty. And the final Inferno mode was not super tough to get through the regular bosses. The end boss was bullshit. The end boss, I think the only way I was able to do it was to literally cheese the game. It was to do like an actual fucking speedrun strat where you insta-push the fucking thing in, grab, fly forward, push the next one, and you had to double push. You had to double push the fucking the things in to get one cycle, basically, because it was so fucking tough to dodge that dude. Because what he would do is, it's like there was a 4-step. I think it was like a 1, 2, 3, and then on 4 or 5, I think there was like a few patterns. It was on the 4th or 5th one you had to dodge. You had to dodge on the 4th or 5th one, but you could never see it fucking coming. It felt like there was a 1-frame fucking reaction time you had to have, and if you dodged early, get fucked. You just done. It felt like a guess. That's what it feels like. It was a guess. Like, he would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I had to already be fucking dodging to dodge it. There was no, my reaction time, maybe it was just me, couldn't get through the 4th hit or the 5th hit, whichever. It was random, and I felt like I was 50-50 if I was going to win the boss. That shit sucked. But overall, it was difficult. It was challenging. It was fun, you know. So that's my fault. I need to make sure that's clear. If I say it's too easy, go play on a harder difficulty. I'm not going to be able to do that right now because I'm going on to number 3 and I have other shit to do, and I'm in a particular position where, like, you know, I have to keep moving with these games, and I have shit to do, and I have reviews to do. So it's different for me. I think it's different for me, but I shouldn't take it away from the game. It has harder difficulties. It has the shit that I'm saying it didn't have. So remember that. You know what I mean? Before I sit here and say it was too easy, no. I think it was great. Because I didn't even play on very hard. I played on hard. I said I would do these on hard mode. And I did. So, different and not exploring something doesn't mean bad. So I gotta make sure I check myself on that. If I'm gonna tell you guys honestly, like, it's there. Because you guys aren't doing what I'm doing. You guys, I don't think, are at home are gonna play the game once and have to go play the 3rd one and have to go do that. Maybe you are. I don't know. Maybe you're a game review. I don't know. But I think that, yeah, if you like a game, which I did like it, go back and play it again. Play it on Master Ninja. Play it with your friends. You know, invite somebody over. Play co-op. Unless you have to have online co-op, in case maybe the remake has online co-op. I don't know all that part, but I'm sure there's ways to, like, have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like, go and have extra fun with what you have. You know? Similar to replaying a game. Like, for example, like I talked about Dark Souls, replaying with a different weapon. If I was reviewing Dark Souls next month, I couldn't do that. I couldn't replay a whole fucking playthrough with a different weapon. I'd have to give you my review based on the weapon I had. Because that's my playthrough. I have to move on to, you know, different games and shit. So that's important to think about, you know, how perspectives are formed. Like I said in the last one, you know, what is my perspective and how am I approaching these games? Am I approaching from a standpoint of, like, more free time, less free time? Am I, you know, do I have kids and I can only play for 2 hours a night? How does that affect me versus I can play for 8 hours a day and I have no responsibilities on Saturday or whatever, right? Like, how do you enjoy a game matters on your perspective on how it's going to mean to you. So I think that's important, that I didn't play on whatever, so I think the challenge is there. I could go back on Master Ninja and I could get some of the things I felt like I didn't get. So I'm not even going to take that away. I'm not going to take the easiness away. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that that's such a bad thing. Maybe the only one I will do is the healing to full after every battle. Healing to full after every battle might be the only one I would say that I would sort of disagree with. Everything else, yeah. And until I play on Master Ninja and get my ass busted, I won't know what the difficulty really is, and that's how it's supposed to be. Overall, though, man, fucking great game. I think it's awesome. I think it's a bit different, but it's a fun game. It's fun. Combat's fun. It's good. And then what would I put it? What would I rate it? Right. That's what would you? Let's think. Because I don't know. A lot of this stuff was good, but it's not what I wanted. Right. It's not something that mattered to me, given my playthrough, the way I did it. Now I'm going to number 3. Right. So I need to think about it. It's an opinion. You know, objectively, I could say certain things about it. Excuse me. But how do I think, you know, what did it mean to me? And I try and be objective with my reviews, but there's going to be some bias. You know, I can't lie. I would say 8.5. Maybe 8. 8.5. I think 8 seems fair. I think 8 is more fair. Out of 10, of course. I think, yeah, 8 seems good because I wasn't engaged. And that's a problem. You know, I wasn't engaged with the game, whether it was exploration, whether it was, you know, the infinite money, whether it was the bosses I didn't think were cool. I didn't like having to fight all 4 bosses again. That was the end bosses. The last, like, 2 chapters was just fucking 3 hours of the same fucking bosses and, like, hallways with, like, the same enemies. Like, that sucks. I don't like that reused asset shit. You know what I mean? That's what I bitch about Elden Ring. You know, it's like I don't want to do the same fucking hallway with the same enemies and do the same boss. Like, I'd like to think I'm doing something cool, interesting in some ways. At least even, like, the challenge room, that shit was frustrating as fuck in the number 1. At least the challenge gauntlet kind of had its own, like, thing, right? It was locks. Those were locks, I guess, to go to the next floor. And even though they were challenging, it, you know, it felt, I think, different in some ways. It didn't feel as, I don't know, uninteresting. I guess what's-her-name got a new arena. She did get something, the blood titty bitch. She did get her, you know, new arena, new fight kind of thing, but it was the exact same fight, so not really. Just got a new arena. Yeah, I think it deserves some criticism, but overall, it's fun. I actually think if you're going to play a game, no wonder they remade 2 and not 1. Go play 2. Any new guys who want to get into the series, new girls, new gamers, you want to get into the fucking series, go play 2. Shit, dude. And then go learn from 2 and then go play 1. And you can enjoy it. You know, I think get the collection even. I still stand by that. The collection between number 1 and 2 is already worth it. And we're going to get to 3 and see how that works. But, yeah, man. Good game. Good, solid, fun game, man. So, that's all I got, dude. And, shit. Enjoy, man. I hope you like it. I hope you play it if you haven't played it. And, I'll see you in the next one.